So, this semester, what I've learned, I'll go over the good and the bad. I'll start with the bad first because getting the bad news out of the way first is kind of usually how I go things. You hit hard, but then you soften the blow. So, the bad news I want to get out of the way is I don't think I learned much in terms of the actual Spanish language itself. Ironically enough, I did a lot better on the writing assignments than actually speaking it. The reason why I say that's ironic is when you're very young and growing up, speaking is one of the first things you learn how to do. It's something you learn as a toddler. Then reading and writing is something you learn later along, like in elementary school, maybe a little bit before. Finally enough, we've been speaking all different kinds of languages from the beginning of time, but people didn't learn to read or write until much, much later. It was actually used to be pretty commonplace to not know how to read or write at all. So why is it that I was better at reading and writing Spanish, but not being able to speak it? Not really sure about that one. I mean, I have a bit of an explanation, but it's not coming to me right now. It wasn't just speaking it too, like listening to it. During the later assignments in the textbook, there were different sections, like in chapters 4, 5, and I don't think 6, but more 4 and 5, where they no longer had the subtitles. So, and that really messed with me because I'm not hard of hearing, but sometimes the information in my brain won't process correctly. That's why I have the subtitles on for even like English shows, or there will be times when my friends or parents will be talking to me and I have to ask them to repeat it because it just seems strange and it didn't process correctly, like I previously mentioned. So hearing it in a different language would absolutely throw me for a loop. But even if I didn't reach my goal, I still had like a lot of fun in this class. I wasn't expecting to. I'm not gonna lie. Like that might sound harsh, and I apologize. I really do. But at least I was proven wrong. I appreciate that. And the reason why is because of the cultural assignments. Well, not even just that. Like going back to like just the regular writing assignments, the ones I had the most fun with were writing the daily routine. And it was a bit of a challenge, more than a bit of a challenge. It was quite the challenge trying to like put everything together, mainly because I don't really have much going on in my life, really. I mean, I got my job, I go to UTSA now. Well, not now. I go to it during the regular semesters. During summer, not really. This is my only summer class, which was funny because I had to repeat that a lot during a lot of the daily routine assignments. It would ask me like, how many classes are you taking this semester? And it would be like, this is my only class this semester. I don't even know if it counts as a semester because it's only for like 2 months, a month and a half, really. But I digress about that. Moving on to the more important thing, the cultural assignments. The cultural assignments I really, really enjoyed. I actually liked researching them. I sound like a nerd, but I'm gonna go with that. I really liked researching it. First, the Latinx assignment. I said I would use that phrase because it seemed more respectful to gender neutral or the LGBT community. I'm not too stressed about like labels and stuff. I just go with whatever people feel comfortable by, if that makes any sense. So I learned something new from there, both from the Spanish community and other people's communities in general. And it also showed different stances because even though I prefer the more modern term, it also there's also the debate that like, but Latino and Latina is like Latina women worked hard for the Latina phrase, which I understand. So like I said, it was like multiple sides, and that was just that one assignment. Then there was the next one about Mexico with the different cultures, like the dating one that really not threw me for a loop, just brightened my horizons, I guess. Like because it was similar but kind of different. Like a lot of things that seemed like more of like middle school and high school, or like buying stuffed animals or bringing gifts every date. Like bringing gifts every date, man. I hope you have enough of a paycheck to afford that. I only make $12 an hour. Could I bring a gift every date? I don't know, maybe. But and then the final cultural assignment, man, I'm having trouble bringing it. Well, no, it wasn't the final. It was that same thing, but it was something different. It was about like eating before. No, 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 no. I'm getting some up on my words. The final assignment wasn't a cultural thing. It was about Costa Rica and the environmental stuff, like exploring renewable resources. We studied, well, I can't say for we, me and my students, classmates. I'm not a teacher, I don't have students. My classmates, me and my classmates, we learned about that in like sixth grade. And I believe we talked about it in maybe other classes, but not really. That's why I took like an environmental class in Northwest Vista 2 semesters ago. I also did it mainly to get that extra credit. But I did have personal interest too, and I'm glad because like it really like opened my eyes about like man how dangerous the world is getting. And I understand because in addition to like harming the environment, animals are being affected too. So I'm glad that Costa Rica is like making a stance and similar to like the very first assignment where it wasn't just the Spanish community, it was all the Hispanic community, it was also other communities in general. The same thing happened with Costa Rica. It showed how the Costa Rica, because of their traditions united, they were able to ballet for a cause. Whereas America, while we do praise our individuality, that also creates roadblocks from achieving success, such as renewable resources, because we're kind of set in our old ways. Which is funny because aren't we the country of freedom, the United States, that is supposed to be modern? Strange, isn't it? But yeah, sorry, I've spoke for way too long. But overall, even though I wasn't as successful as I was hoping I would be because of the short time limit as well as my own personal hangups, I still think this was a really nice class, and I'm glad I took it. Thanks.